What's up, everybody? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It is your boy, Carolina David, coming at you again with another video. Right now, I want y'all to take this time and hit that like, share, and subscribe. And even if you don't like it, still hit the like. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like me, still hit the like. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. Or if you can hit it, you can hit the dislike. It don't matter. But as of right now, I'm coming to do this video. And the title of this video is gonna be why I have a strong disdain towards the Black Lives Matter movement. Explained. Let's get into it.
Let's talk with Carolina David. Let's talk with Carolina David. Let's talk with Carolina David. Let's talk with Carolina David.
Okay. I had a brother come up to me, and I mean, because he checked my YouTube page out and he seen a video of old when I was speaking on like the cops, police brutality and stuff like that. And he was like, why do you hate black people? And I told him, I said, brother, I don't hate black people. I love my people. I love it when I see my brothers and my sisters that go out and purchase land and develop communities and build businesses and stuff like that. I love seeing that. I love it. I said, but the thing that I have when it comes down to Black Lives Matter and what bothers me, because see, I'm the type of man that I don't like handouts. I don't like when somebody do something or say something just because it's like a pity party. I don't like nobody to pity me. I'm the type of man that go get it, work for mine, and earn respect. And when it comes down to Black Lives Matter, like when I see in the movies and television shows and commercials where they were like, oh yes, the criminal justice reform, we need to have it to do better and stuff like that because of like we driving while black and whatever. Like, even though, yes, I know that this is something that happens. That's the reason why I talk to my son, and like he's only 11, about to be 12, and I tell him all the time, you as a black man, you have it the hardest, because as a black man, you target it because they look at all of us the same. And the reason why they look at us the same is because of what they see on Instagram, Facebook, on the news, on rap videos, and so on and so forth. Like even in movies and television shows that we show them the dumb stuff. Like Maury, for example. You have women that will go on Maury, accept $100 or $200 paycheck to look stupid, so that you could just, like, I mean, you bring 5 to 10 different dudes up there and test all of them, and they don't be your baby's father. Then you have it to where Jerry Springer, where you see they have mixtures up there, but when it comes down to black people, like, I just hate seeing us making a mockery of ourselves, making a fool of ourselves. And that's what bothers me. And then when you got Black Lives Matter movement, that whenever something happens, the first, like when it's a white person to a black person, they break down. No justice, no peace. But not looking at the evidence, not looking at everything that happened, because like I tell my son, if you did something wrong, I'm not gonna be on your side. Even though you're my son and I love you, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, well, it don't matter if he stole or something like that. You shouldn't have to arrest him. Oh, it don't matter. Like, no, it does matter. Because like I tell them, every action has a reaction. So and I tell them that all the time, because when you come up to a police officer and the police pull you over, I tell him, he, like, all the time, I drill it in him, to have your license, registration, and proof of insurance already in your hand, with your hands tended to at the wheel. And when they come to the window and hey, how you doing, officer? Do you know I pull you over? No, officer, I do not. Well, I pull you over because of this, that, and third. May I see your license, registration, proof of insurance? Boom. Hands to it too. Don't reach for no brush. Don't do nothing of the sort, because as we see in these videos of what happened to us, every time we go to reach, every time we go to do something, like they suspect, oh, it might be drugs or it might be a weapon. Because like, you gotta think, put yourself in their shoes. If it's 1 o'clock at night, Saturday night, and you pull a vehicle over, and the windows are like, it's already dark, and then the windows are kind of tinted. And if you're walking up to that car, are you going to tell me right now that you're going to walk up to that car just, hey, what's up, man, and be cool? Or are you going to be like, Lord, please don't let nothing happen, Lord. Please don't let this person have a warrant or something like that, and then he just flip out and go to shooting at me, man, try to get away. Please, like, you're going to think of those things, especially as an officer, because you know that there's dangers abroad. You get called to a scene. Like, for example, like the scene with the little girl that I put in my last video. The mother called the police to the scene. And then when they get there, the child was kicking and screaming and all that stuff. So they were just trying to apprehend her. And she kicking and didn't want to listen. Even me, right now, as a driver, I get frustrated with daggone cars. We call them four-wheelers. I get frustrated with them when they come and pass you on the shoulder and cut you short just to get off. Like, they come from behind you and they cut you short just to get off on the exit, instead of just being patient and get off on the exit. I get pissed for that and frustrated for that. I get frustrated to the point where I'm like, beep, blowing the horn at them. I know for a fact that if I was a cop, I probably would get frustrated, especially when you sit here being unruly. You spit in my face. You call me these names and stuff like that. I be ready to say, hey, I'm gonna take the badge off. Let's see what you be about. So why, if we know that if you was in their shoes, you would do the same thing. You got television shows and movies where you be in a movie theater, the first thing that you hear people say, I'd have shot his ass. Forgive me for my language. I'd have shot his tail. We say it. We know what we would do. Shoot, if you go into a blood neighborhood, and you're gonna show that gang member, that gang, the utmost respect. Why? Because you already know they will whoop your tail and put lead in you if you step incorrectly. So why can't we think this on the same standard and on the same premise when it comes down to police? You already know they're gonna whoop your tail and put holes in you if you resist arrest, if you run, if you do certain things. If you go to you walk around your vehicle and go to the car when they telling you to get on the ground, get back, you already know what they're gonna do. So I say all that to say this. When it comes down to Black Lives Matter, when it comes down to the idea, I respect it. But when it comes down to the movement and how they do, I don't. Because it's almost like you begging for the white man, quote unquote white man, to treat us the way that they would treat themselves. When I already know that I'm not going to treat, me personally, I'm not going to treat no outsider the way I would treat my family. That's me personally. Us as black people, we don't treat nobody outside how we treat other black people. Because when we see other black people, what's up, homie? What's up, bro? That real quick. But when this comes down to a white person, we just, how you doing? Keep it moving. Or don't even say nothing at all. So stop. And I just feel like I feel like why we keep begging for them to accept us when they don't have to. Just like us as black people, we don't have to accept white people. We don't have to accept no other race of people. Me personally, I feel like we should segregate. All of those who have the same mindset. Now I'm gonna say it like this: all of those who have the same mindset, who can agree and live amongst one another, i.e., whites, blacks, Hispanics, so on and so forth. If we all can live together in harmony with no problems, okay, we all move to our own little separate little place in the U.S. or whatever like that, while everyone else, the racists and so on and so forth, y'all got y'all little area. Let's segregate. Let's separate ourselves from among them, just like the Bible says, be ye unequally yoked together with unbelievers. You can use that same scripture to say, be ye unequally yoked together with haters, people that hate you. What have righteousness to do with unrighteousness? So you could say like this: what have racists to do with non-racist? Stop trying to impose yourself on them. Stop begging them to do. If you know that if we know that these cops are quote unquote targeting us, then why don't we just handle our problems ourselves? Instead of calling the police whenever somebody break in or whatever like that, how about we as a community, if somebody break in, we apprehend the people ourselves and then call the police and tell them that we got them apprehended, take them on the way. Or I can give you many scenarios. Or if you have a mental issue within one of your family members, how about we just call our neighbors and be like, hey, can y'all come over here and help me subdue Peter Pan because he's acting out? Well, let's talk with him. Let's work together. Or if you see that a person is not treating their children right, they're abusing their children, how about we just go in there and take the child from them and put them into their grandmother's house or something like that? And how about we just handle our businesses ourselves instead of keep calling the police? Because let's be honest, if we know that we're emotional people, we can't call people that's going to be emotional themselves. The cops ain't gonna put up with it for so long, with you cussing at them, with you calling them B words, with you talking about their mama, with you spitting at them, or what. They ain't gonna put up with that for so long. Or if they be like, hey man, put your hand behind your back, man, I ain't do nothing. You keep fighting and all. They're not gonna keep putting up with it. If you at your job ain't gonna keep putting up with somebody that's gonna keep disrespecting you, talking about your mama and whatever like that, if you're not gonna put up with it long, the cops are not. So I say that to say all that to say this: I love my black people. I love my brothers and sisters with all my heart. I wish that we can come together and clean up our neighborhoods, clean up our acts. I wish that we can come together and get the brothers that's selling dope and selling marijuana and whatever like that, and get them to actually create jobs with ourselves to where we could employ them and build our communities. I wish that we can go into our neighborhoods and that the houses that's ran down that we call trap houses, I wish we could take those houses and reconstruct them and renovate them and put other black families in it. I wish that we can go into our neighborhoods and clean up the streets, because the streets look like they're going filth. It looks like a pigsty. Every time you turn around, when you go around where it's predominantly black at, it's trash all over the streets. I mean, just look at this. That's what we live in. We live in squalor. So I don't hate the Black Lives Matter idea, because we should care for ourselves. But I just hate the movement because it's like we're begging. It makes us look weak. It makes us look like we can't handle ourselves. But anyway, that is the reason why I abstain from Black Lives Matter. That is the reason why I speak the way I speak, because I feel like we need to correct ourselves. When we correct ourselves and actually, cause I mean, just think about it. If we know that they look at us a certain way because of the actions that we do and the things that we say in our music and everything like that, then how about we just clean it up? How about we clean up our neighborhoods, make it look presentable and good? How about we stop going to the government for government assistance instead of just staying with your baby daddy or your baby mother and working things out to where you can have a 2-parent household? How about we can, instead of you calling the police to come and diffuse the situation, how about we as a community come and diffuse it ourselves? That's what I believe. And the reason why I believe that way is because of what the word says. If we separate ourselves from among them, we would be all right. Anyway, I love each and every one of you all. My brothers and sisters, I don't hate us. I love us. I want us to do great. I want us to be great. But I pray that y'all have a blessed and peaceful day, night, or morning. Peace.